Thanks, Wally. Thanks to the Resources, Roadhouse, Radsol, Vertical Events and the Kalgoorlie Hotel. It's fantastic. You're all eating. There can be no heckling. I must admit, when I joined Hammer Metals almost 5 years ago now, I wasn't quite sure what to make of the name, the logo. And sure, it's had its many puns and headline titles. Hammer nails it. This is not a drill. It's hammer time. So we need to come up with some new material and some new source. But probably the peak for me in terms of thinking about the name and its catchiness is when I was doing a school run recently with a school shirt on, and one of the mums at school said, "What's it like working at Bunnings?" So, you know, if nothing else you remember today, remember that guy from Bunnings. I think when you look on your screens today, everything's on special, everything's cheap, but if you're looking for a copper play, you can go a lot worse than looking at Hammer Metals. So Hammer's a copper and gold explorer, predominantly with a project in Mount Isa exploring for large-scale copper and gold systems. We have a market capitalisation of $35 million, and for that $35 million, it's cornerstoned with $5 million in cash and $5 million in investments in other junior companies. So where's the value come from $25 million? Well, we have over 500,000 tonnes of copper equivalent metal already in a JORC resource. That's not at 0.2, 0.3% copper, that's at 1.1% copper equivalent. So you can do a lot worse and look for projects at that grade with that scale in a mining district with stunning infrastructure and set up ready to process, ready to get moving. In terms of that project, over 70% of that resource is in an open pittable material. So again, another tick. We're not talking about extracting it from 900, 1,000 metres. It is open pittable. So fantastic resource that underpins the value of our company. Now I could tell you how great our exploration targets are here. And you could believe me or not believe me, but what I can tell you is that we have 6 joint ventures within our project area. Those 6 joint ventures, our joint venture partners, Glencore, Sumitomo Metal Mining, who produce 250,000 tonnes of copper per annum globally, South 32, Carnaby Resources. We have joint ventures with some really good companies exploring with the same vision and same passion that we have for that district, which is it will support new Tier 1 discoveries, IOCG systems, sedimentary hosted lead, zinc, copper deposits. Those JVs are over about 1,000 square kilometres of our tenure. We have another 2,000 square kilometres of tenure that is still purely 100% held by Hammer Metals. Last year we delivered 3 new prospects where we delivered 50-metre intersections of at least 1% copper. Each of those systems was new and hadn't been drilled before. They are the types of targets that we're testing in the region. When we look at the joint ventures, our joint ventures with Carnaby Resources, who are probably one of Australia's leading copper exploration stories and development stories at the moment, we did a deal with them earlier this year where we sold them 3 subblocks in our portfolio, a 70% interest in those subblocks for a consideration of up to $20 million. So we've received the first $4 million in cash and $5 million in paper for that deal, and as their project de-risks, goes through the studies, there's future potential payments there. Our 30% interest in those blocks is free carried through to production. So fantastic joint venture partner there, fantastic opportunity for that project to grow. They're drilling on that tenure at the moment, so I look forward to seeing what those results bring. In terms of our other JVs, we've signed in the last 3 months 2 new JVs with Sumitomo Metal Mining, exploring for a large IOCG system undercover. So that's pretty exciting. And our other joint venture with South 32 is on the Isa Valley fault system, exploring for sedimentary hosted lead, zinc, copper deposits. So big systems. In terms of the team, tremendous track record in creating and generating value for shareholders in the past. Looking to repeat the dose in Mount Isa. It has been a journey to get to where we are today, but I feel we're now in a position with those multiple joint ventures, de-risked expenditure, core resource sitting there. I feel like we're in a good position to move the projects forward. As I said, if you forget everything else I've just said, remember the Bunnings guy as you log into your app and looking for a copper story, and I'm sure you'll work your way through to Hammer Metals. Thanks very much.